In today's video, we're going to talk about Colin's condition, which has improved. I'm sure that the suspects that watch this, they're happy about that because they won't be charged with murder, but we're also going to talk about the actual crime scene. I'm going to take you there, and that's going to tear your heart out. And what's going to be great for the suspects is they know now that they're not going to do any jail time whatsoever. We're going to get into that. Even though there's video and there's more than enough stuff to establish it, we're going to talk about, I need folks like you to help me because I can't do this by myself. It takes a serious amount of outrage. I appreciate all of you watching the videos, but this is going to make you sick to your stomach when you realize what actually happened to this kid and how the thought process, when you start thinking about it, you're going to go nuts. I mean nuts. The other thing that I need to talk about is GoFundMe. The only official GoFundMe are going to be listed in the links that are down in these videos. It's unconscionable that people are actually stealing from GoFundMe, creating false accounts that they're keeping the money from, but it happens. So if you're donating, we appreciate it, but use the links provided in the descriptions of these videos. If it's not posted by me, Pat, or Cameron Root, which is his brother, biological brother, they're not real, okay? I know some people might have started out with good intentions, but they really didn't fathom to anything or get anywhere. So it is what it is. Let's get on with the video and let me tell you about how Colin's doing. That's really cool. I've got some positive things to say about Colin today. He is sensitive to touch. Let me put it to you this way. So like he's still on the ventilator, but when the ventilator was originally installed, and don't quote me on these actual numbers, but I do know some of them are factual. But so originally he was getting like 30 breaths per minute through the ventilator. Then that went down to 20. And the last I knew, it was like 6 per minute. So a lot of it he's doing himself. That's very positive. His physical therapist started working with him yesterday. He says he is sensitive to touch. His mom's been saying the same thing as well. So these are all positive things. Still no pupil dilation, and we still have to keep in mind that the way the physicians in their medical term of catastrophic brain injury, I'm still optimistic. Prayers and all of that stuff really help, no doubt about it. It's going to take a miracle. It truly is. Skin is coming back to normal. He's looking like Colin, which is excellent. Physical therapist came in and she put on a Adam Sandler movie yesterday so she could stimulate his brain. The thing that she did not know is Adam Sandler is his favorite actor of all time. He has watched every Adam Sandler movie probably ever made, like dozens of times. I should probably reach out to Adam Sandler. Somebody sent him a Gleaming the Cube poster, which totally awesome. At the moment, that was his favorite movie. He had said he watched it like 30 times, which I believe. I haven't watched it in a while. I'm gonna go and watch it because it was a good movie, I thought. You know, I was a kid when I watched it, but I remember going to the Dollar Theater watching it, so that was cool. And I was the one who told him about it because he was talking about Thrasher one time, and I said, no, it's a really good movie. Yeah, we're hopeful that, I mean, we're his parents. We're praying for a miracle just like all of you praying for a miracle. And by the way, I want to say something a little bit weird, and it's happened ever since I've been here. And it's kind of a strange feeling that I've never had. I'm 47. There's like these little breaths of air that are always coming from all these different directions. Not a super spiritual guy, definitely believe in God, definitely know Jesus died on the cross for all of our sins. I understand all of that. It's just a strange feeling, and it's nice to share them types of feelings, even though it's kind of weird with folks like you, because, you know, I mean, it's neat to see that work on other people. So I would assume that you guys would dig that. Another thing that happened, this week I went to the crime scene. I'd never been there. To my understanding, this is where they started dragging him. I don't know precisely where it's at, but I know it happened in the driveway. And they drove down this driveway right here. Obviously, I'm going as fast as I can, but I'm in a Honda Civic and they were in a black sedan with a V6 or a V8. They probably didn't slow down or stop right here, I'm not certain, but coming up here, right here where we passed this sign and this driveway is where they dropped his body. The neighbor said they were going full speed when they passed his house. So today's Saturday. I went there on Wednesday, was the first day I'd ever been there. And I was taken back by how far they drug him. I went and talked to the neighbor. The neighbor said that a car sped by his house at full speed. And when the car went by, there was Colin laying on the ground in front of his house, and he called 911. When you're out there walking it, the 855 feet, it's just mind-numbing. And then the way that I know it's 855 feet, so Wednesday I went out there, looked at it, and then the next day I bought one of them rolling walking tape measures, and I measured from the home where it started to the destination, and that's how I know it's 855 feet. I don't know for certain that that's exact distance. I mean, give or take 10 feet, 15 feet maybe. But something else that surprised me on Thursday. When I went back, we were standing there talking for like 20 minutes in front of this guy's house. There was nothing on the ground, there was just grass. When I went back Thursday, there were like these little flowers popping up all over the place. That definitely weren't out there on Wednesday. I'm gonna look back at my video and see, just to make sure I'm right, but I noticed it. Maybe that's what my mind's looking for. I'm looking for hope everywhere. And a lot of you actually give me a lot of hope. I mean, with your stories and stuff, so thank you much. Hey, I'm at the crime scene. I'm at the driveway right here. And I'm just gonna kind of lay out how far they drug my kid, screaming, probably for his mom and dad. Kind of give you an idea of what exactly happened. There's actually a lot of things that have happened since I went out to this crime scene and walked down here. I've had a lot of different thoughts. I'm thinking about how you had to drive your car down this snaky driveway and not realize there was a kid hanging onto it screaming for his life. And I'm still not even anywhere near the end. I talked to the prosecutor. I'll get into that in the future, but he told me how he had to prove intent. So, that's the end of the driveway right there. But to get where they found his body, we have to walk down the road quite a bit to in front of the neighbor's house. It's gonna be right here. The bombshell really came yesterday, Friday, when I went down to talk to the prosecuting attorney. He says the two suspects had been charged with a crime that was a little bit less than murder because Colin's obviously still living. But the way Michigan law works is because they're juveniles, they'll never actually go to prison or see any jail time. They'll be sentenced to restitution and community service. So, right here's where the body was yesterday when I was out here. These flowers weren't here. So that gives you a message. That's our end tally. Oh, I'm intending to piss people off with this. Put yourself and put your kid in this position. Being drugged 855 feet, screaming, yelling for his mom, his dad, stop, please, don't. All of these things. These guys bending curves in a driveway, taking a corner, and not having any intent or being able to figure out that something bad was going to happen? Really? Is that possible? Just imagine my surprise when I went and met with the prosecuting attorney on this, and he looked me straight in the face and said, these guys aren't going to do a second of jail time. They've been charged. Oh, they've definitely been charged. But they're not going to get anything. Restitution, community service. Come on, really? What, till they're 18 and then they don't pay it? Ian Drug, 855 feet, which is 66 stories, the same size as Rockefeller Center in New York City. And then somebody looking at you, telling you that the people that did it, even though they know who did it, aren't going to do any jail time. And even if my kid dies, he tells me that they probably won't be able to bring him up on murder because of intent. Because we all know 32 seconds driving at 45 miles an hour, we would never swerve for a deer in 32 seconds. We would just keep going like nothing's happening, like somebody's not screaming outside your window, yelling for his mom and dad. Well, I guess I can be thankful they're going to pay fines and restitution, and more than likely they'll get out of them because they are minors. Yet, minors, they have enough capability to drive an automobile, but not have any consequences for the actions of what they do with that automobile. But yet they're able to have a driver's license. So the prosecutor said it's not his fault that the law is written that way. That's the way Michigan law is. He's got juveniles that steal 7 or 8 cars, and there ain't nothing he can do. He just lets them go. But my kid isn't a stolen car. My kid was a human being screaming for his life for 32 seconds. And they're not going to get anything. I'm going to tell you folks, I do appreciate you. There's only so much I can personally do. I can make these videos, but people are tired of seeing my face. They want to hear outrage from other people like you. They need to hear it. They need to see it. I don't know that there's anything that can be done. I don't know if calling down to the prosecuting office, if he's going to do anything, or if he's even going to try, because he knows Michigan law, that anything can be done. But doing something is better than doing nothing, and I'm doing as much as I possibly can. I hate to ask for it, but I need your folks' support. I don't want to seem like I'm begging, but I am begging. I just can't tell you what you can do. Do anything that you think you can do. I mean, call the prosecutors. You know, make sure that they try to do this. Call legislators. Send them Facebook messages. It doesn't matter. Do everything you possibly can. I mean, maybe we won't change it for Colin, but maybe we'll change it for somebody else. I mean, this is ridiculous. And there's going to be no justice. I don't even know what to say, but I don't know. Anything you guys can think of is great, and I'd appreciate the help, because they're not listening to me. I took him a video of my son screaming for 32 seconds, and it literally didn't seem to be like anything. He's like, well, he felt bad, but he wasn't like, oh, let me try them as adults or something like that, because I can't prove intent. But I don't know, when you're driving a car and you have to swerve the wheel and then make a turn, I mean, seems like you were able to do that somehow. But, you know, forget about the kid out your window screaming for his life and begging for his mom and dad. Yeah, so that's my video for today. Sorry to drag on so long, you guys. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. God bless.